Welcome to Scotweb's Guide to Wearing Traditional Highland Dress. In the next few minutes, I'll show you how to put on this full formal Prince Charlie outfit, with a few personal tips and tricks as we go along. We'll do it in this order, which I find works best. So without further ado, let's get your socks on, or as we call them with a kilt, your hose. I find it most convenient to get my footwear on before my kilt. So pull on your hose, we'll adjust them after we've put on the flashes next. Fitting the flashes now means that your hose will be sitting just perfectly when you're lacing up your brogues. And here's a tip, by the way, keep tartan flashes with the kilt they match. As well as adding an attractive dash of colour, flashes are basically a form of garter. So if yours arrive separately, just thread the garters through the loops, 2 to each side, and the sewn edges inward. Now clip each garter around your calf a few inches from the top of the hose. You'll be folding the sock top over, leaving about half the flashes showing. You can wear them facing to the front, as I prefer to, or on the outside, like our model here. Either's fine. Then just smooth it all down with the flashes pointing downwards, and we're done. So now you're ready to put on your ghillie brogues. Lacing up ghillie brogues is much simpler than it may first look. In fact, there are several ways to tie ghillies, so I'm going to show you 3 of the most popular. First, the one I normally recommend, the high front tie. Firstly, pull your shoelaces tight to check they're the same length. Insert half a knot for tension. Then immediately twist the laces 1, 2, 3 times. Then pull them tight. Now take them behind just above the ankle bone and back to the front to cross in the middle. Moving up the calf, cross behind again and up to the front. And here, some people will put in a bow, but I think all you need is a simple reef or granny knot to fasten it off. And finally, make any last-minute adjustments, just to make sure that the knots and the crosses are nice and central, and the laces are hanging straight downwards, and then you're done. The side tie is very similar, but knotted on the outside of the calf. The first few stages here are the same. It's only when you come to tie the final knot that you'll do it at the side rather than the front. And this time, you probably will want to tie a shoelace bow, so that you can ensure the tassels hang to the same length. Again, a few final adjustments to ensure everything's neat and straight, and we're done. And last but not least, I'm going to show you the low tie. And this one again starts exactly the same. Do up your shoes and twist the laces 3 times. But this time, cross the laces behind just above the ankle bone, then bring them round to the front again. And then just a fraction higher, again round to the back and back to the front. And here I would recommend a standard shoelace bow, making sure the tassels are hanging straight downwards evenly. And if you like to double knot your bows, that's absolutely fine. So that's the low tie. Now you have 3 choices of how to tie your ghillie brogues. That's the tricky bit done. Now on to the main event, your kilt. First, notice the extra long 4-clip hanger that Scotweb designed for the purpose, and we recommend and include with all our kilt outfits. There's really no better way of storing your kilt. First, just give it a wee shake to release any creases. Now open the kilt fully behind you with the lining towards you. Then take the strap in your right hand over to your left hip, where you'll find a small slit in the lining for the strap to go through. Now, pull this strap through from the outside and fasten it to the buckle you'll find there. Select a hole on the strap that is tight enough to take the whole weight of the kilt on your body, but still loose enough for you to breathe comfortably. Check you can easily get a couple of thumbs inside the waistband, and make sure the length is as you've measured. It should hang no lower than about mid-knee. Now we'll do the straps on your right hand hip. You want to do the top strap first, as this again is taking some of the weight of the kilt on your body, so loose enough to be comfortable but tight enough to be secure. But wait, before the bottom strap, which is mostly decorative, give yourself a final adjustment just to make sure everything is sitting comfortably. And now you can do the bottom strap. Tighten it just enough that the apron is falling nice and straight, neither too loose nor too tight. Then take a good final look over how it's all sitting. Check that the apron is lying flat and you've got a good A shape to it. If you need to, you can rotate the kilt a little to ensure the set of the tartan, its lines, are central and symmetrical as your kilt maker intended. And there you have it, a perfectly hanging kilt to be proud of. So it's on to the finishing touches, starting with the sporran. As we're wearing a formal dress today with a Prince Charlie jacket and vest, we'll choose an impressive full dress sporran. If your chain strap isn't already attached to the sporran, just clip it through these little loops at the back. Now, there's a couple of ways of putting a sporran on, and I'm mostly going to show you the easy way. Stretch the chain strap behind so the sporran sits over your abdomen. Then swivel the whole thing round to bring the buckle to the front. That makes it much easier to do up. And remember to tuck the end of the strap into the little leather loop. Then you just bring your sporran back round to the front, and hey presto, it should be perfectly positioned. And here's a wee tip. Hooking the chain strap over the buckle can be a wee bit more comfortable. And finally, here's probably the proper way, but I'm not really sure it matters. There should be a couple of fabric belt loops on the back of the kilt that you can put the ends of the chain strap through before fastening. With an expert kilt maker, these fabric loops may in fact be quite hard at first to spot. They'll be so well camouflaged against the tartan set beneath. This probably keeps the sporran in place slightly better, but it's easiest if you're either very dexterous or perhaps have somebody to help you. So either way, now you have your sporran on, and we're nearly there. Your favourite kilt pin is the next touch. Kilt pins are available in a huge variety of styles, including clan crest, emblem and contemporary designs. Here I'm choosing a simple thistle emblem. This complements the thistle on the cantle of the sporran we chose earlier. You should pin your kilt pin through the front apron only to prevent stresses and tears. Pin it perhaps 4 inches up from the bottom hem and about 2 inches in from the side. And don't forget to turn the little retainer clip after you've pinned it in position. As well as being decorative, the kilt pin's weight helps prevent the kilt apron from flapping and will help preserve your modesty when you sit down. The last main piece of this formal evening outfit is the Prince Charlie jacket and matching waistcoat or vest. I'm sure you can manage this part without needing help from me. But remember, there should be a strap on the back of the vest to adjust if it's a little too loose or too tight. There, now just pull it down front and back to make sure it's sitting perfectly, and add the jacket. This formal evening wear Prince Charlie jacket, by the way, is always worn with a matching vest. When you're wearing a less formal outfit, such as that based on the Argyle jacket for example, then the waistcoat would be optional and purely a matter of taste. But when buying a Prince Charlie, get the vest as a pair to ensure the Barathay wool will match perfectly. So, one final wee check and we're almost ready. But wait, there's one final finishing touch. Don't forget your skein dhu. This little knife goes in your right sock if you're right-handed. And again, I've chosen a thistle design to match my other accessories, so push it down just enough to leave the handle showing. And then we're done, dressed to impress in a perfectly fitting Prince Charlie Highland Dress outfit. Have a great night.